Here we are once again. It's time for another rounding rendition of my... Did I just say rounding rendition? How about this? A rousing rendition. You guys weren't even paying attention. Nobody's paying attention. Nobody cares, right? A rousing rendition of my weekly picks. There you go. The old man's slipping, folks. The old man is slipping. And week 8 wasn't exactly a caught you slipping, pimping type of moment, but it wasn't exactly a banner week, but it was okay. I was 9-6 picking the winners straight up and 7-8 picking against the spread. You know, I am no genius when it comes to this stuff, but sometimes, bad things happen too. You get unlucky breaks, you get some surprises. It's just the nature of the beast. So I do this for fun, not for significant money or anything like that. Because if I did, I would spend a lot more time really studying and researching than I honestly do. Season to date, I'm 76-47, picking winners straight up, 63-60 against the spread. So it's okay, but it's certainly not special. So here I am to give you my week 9 picks, so that way you can mock me for them, as they will prove, I'm sure, to be mostly wrong. Now, I was feeling all right with Thursday night's game because Philly was favored by 14 on the road against Houston, and I looked at that and I say, on the short week, I actually like Lovey's ability to keep that game close, or at least close enough. And they did. Didn't have any doubt that the Eagles would win, but the Texans covered. That's what matters. So it was all good there. So off to a good start for the week. Let's see how it continues. Got to go to the early Sunday games to kick us off. You've got the Chargers taking on the Atlanta Falcons, and this really feels like a must-win for the Chargers. Maybe not so much for the Atlanta Falcons, only because their division, the NFC South, is such trash. It is so trash. But the Chargers, this feels like a game they really need. And I think they'll get it on Sunday. And if they don't, that seat for head coach Brandon Staley should start to get warm. Give me the Chargers -3. You got Tua, Mike McDaniel, and the Dolphins with new acquisition Bradley Chubb coming into Chicago to take on the Bears. Bears football! Even though it doesn't feel quite as much Bears football, seeing in the past week and a half, they traded away Roquan Smith, they traded away Robert Quinn, and they traded for Chase Claypool. But still feels a lot like the same old Bears. Miami's favored by 4 here. I like their weapons in the matchup against Chicago. It feels like too much speed for the Bears secondary to be able to cover, so give me the Dolphins -4. You got the Panthers traveling to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals, and the only thing that throws me off on this one is why the spread's so big. Why in the fuck are the Bengals favored by 7? They just got bounced and steamrolled on Monday night. I realize the Panthers stink, but the Bengals haven't exactly been playing banner Bengal football this year. So give me the Bengals to win, but give me Carolina to cover the 7 just because I'm scared off by that spread. This is one of these games coming up next that I wish I could just pass on. The Packers are favored by 3.5 going to Detroit. If you're Detroit at this point, you might as well lose them all. Get yourself into the Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Will Levis sweepstakes. Whatever it takes. Get to that number 1 overall pick. Meanwhile, for the Packers, the epitome of just a really stupid organization. You bring back Aaron Rodgers, give him a shit ton of money, and then you don't really go all in, even though you're acting like you're all in, and then you continuously heavily invest in your defense, and your defense is dumb dick stuff. Why in the hell is their general manager still have a job? I have no idea. But I guess I'll take the Packers -3.5, but nobody should have any confidence on that because that offense stinks. And if you think that is all on the offensive line, if you think that's all on the wide receivers, and you think little to none of that blame goes on Aaron Rodgers, you are fucking crazy. You got the Colts traveling to New England to take on the Patriots. The Patriots are 6-point favorites. I'll take the Patriots -6. You've got the Bills traveling to New York or New Jersey, whatever the hell, to take on the Jets. Give me the Bills -11. You've got the Vikings traveling to Washington to take on a Commanders team that's kind of hot right now. They've won their last 3 games. Now, you could say when you look at the last 3 games that they've won, it hasn't been exactly against murderer's row of schedule. When you talk about the Bears on Thursday night and then the Green Bay Packers, and then you talk about last week against the Colts with Sam Ehlinger at quarterback. But 3 wins in a row is 3 wins in a row. Can't shit on it too much. So this is a bit of a trap game, a danger game for the Vikings. They better be really careful here. Otherwise, Washington could sneak it out on them. But I think Skull will roll. Give me the Vikings -3. And you've got the Raiders traveling to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Rule number one for the Raiders, you better score some points. You better get a touchdown this weekend. Otherwise, it's going to look really pathetic after getting shut up by the Saints last week. Number two, you really need to win this damn game. Like, it's one thing for the Jaguars to say, hey, we got Trevor Lawrence, and he's kind of, but we're young. You can't say that if you're the Raiders. You got Derek Carr. You got frickin' Devontae Adams. Like, nothing worse than sitting there and having big contracts on guys like that and then being a buster-ass team. So give me the Raiders minus a 2. Otherwise, the seat should get hot for you, Josh McDaniels. Looking at the late Sunday afternoon games, you got a potentially really good one. The Seahawks traveling to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. The Cardinals are favored by 2 here, which, just basically makes it a pick-up game, given a little bit of a home field advantage. I'm going to roll with Geno in this one. Geno for MVP. Give me the Seahawks plus the 2. Yeah, baby! And then you got the Rams traveling to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. And this is one of these games that you look at before the season starts and you say, my God, this is exciting. If we get something similar to what we got in the divisional round next year, man, we're in for a great late afternoon matchup. Yeah. But right now, both of these teams stink. Both of their offenses aren't hitting on all cylinders. Both of their defenses are not hitting on all cylinders. This could be a get-right game for one of them, or this could just be a really ugly game for everybody to watch. I don't know what the hell to make of this one. I don't know how anybody would feel more confident in one team or the other at this point because they both stink. I'll take the Buccaneers minus the 3, but if the spread was the Rams minus the 3, I might take that, although I think the Rams are destined to go even more very, very quickly. So give me the Buccaneers minus the 3. The Sunday night game, you've got the Titans traveling to the Chiefs. Kansas City's a 12.5-point favorite here. Whether Tannehill plays or not, I guess remains to be seen. I probably should have looked beforehand, but maybe it doesn't really matter. I'd be kind of excited to see Malik Willis get the start on Sunday night, although damn good and well the Titans are going to play chicken shit offensive football, and they're just going to force it in Derrick Henry's hands a ton. And we're gonna let Malik Willis manage the game. We're gonna play close to the vest. And that is such a cowardly way to coach football. It really is. What type of message are you sending? So I get why the Chiefs are big favorites here. 12.5 points does feel big. I like Kansas City to win, but for some reason I'll take the Titans plus the 12.5 to cover the spread. And then you got the Monday night matchup. You got the Ravens traveling to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Saints last week, they pitched a shutout against the Raiders. Baltimore coming off of a Thursday night win over a bad Buccaneers team. It's a big game in theory for both teams. The Saints are trying to stay in the mix in that horrendous-ass NFC South. And meanwhile, the Ravens are trying to get themselves into a powerful position in the AFC North and keep up with the Bills and the Chiefs in the larger AFC picture. I'll take the Ravens minus the 2.5 here. You got some interesting matchups, but I look at the schedule right now and I say, man, I was expecting the Green Bay-Detroit game to look better than it was going to do here. I was expecting the Rams and freaking Buccaneers game to be better than what it's going to be. Maybe even Titans and Chiefs. Hopefully it'll be a better weekend of football than I think it's going to be. But right now it looks like a bit of a stinker.